I'm Amy Henshin from Colorado State University Extension's San Luis Valley 4-H Robotics program. In this video in the Teaching Challenge-based robotics series, we're going to learn about the Robot Sumo Challenge. In this challenge, teams go head-to-head to see who can push, pull, grapple, or throw their opponent out of the sumo ring first. You'll need a minimum of 2 teams to run this challenge.
The Sumo Challenge requires very few supplies. Instructors will need to make a sumo ring. For our ring, we just used a 3x3 foot piece of white butcher paper. To draw an easy circle on the paper, we used a standard size hula hoop, which we traced to get 2 concentric circles near the edge of the paper, with an approximately 1-inch space between the circles. We then painted that space black with craft paint. You can alternately color this in with black marker or use black tape for the edging. If funds permit, download the mat file and print a mat out on vinyl for a more durable track. While I prefer to use a circular board in keeping with the Japanese sport, you could also use a rectangular or square board by using something like foam core. Either way, your ring should have a minimum diameter of around 2.5 feet. This challenge is great for teaching kids to use the light reflectivity readings from the LEGO EV3 color sensor. At a most basic level, kids need to learn to program the robot to use the color sensor to stay inside the sumo circle. If you're not familiar with how to use this sensor, we'll share some links in the resources section that can help you teach this concept to your teams. In addition to using the color sensor, youth who have learned gearing may choose to apply speed or torque to help their robot in the ring. Besides these applications, the challenge allows free creative building and, for more advanced students, the ability to employ additional sensors and motors to sense, grasp, flip, or use other strategies to help with the end goal of getting their opponent out of the ring. I run this challenge in approximately 2.5 hours. The first 2 hours are for kids to design, build, program, and test their robots. I allow kids to be as creative as they like with the build, allowing them to incorporate any pieces, motors, sensors, or other parts from their EV3 kit. Consider the ability level of your participants and make adjustments accordingly. For this challenge, I do not allow any non-kit pieces to be used. After the build is complete, you're ready for teams to compete. Have 2 robots line up in the middle of the ring, about 6 to 12 inches apart. I like to have my robots facing away from each other to start to prolong the match, but you can choose to start facing forward like real sumo wrestlers or at opposing angles. Once the teams are lined up, do a countdown and then tell them to go, which is the signal to run their programs. Once they've done this, they just stand back, watch, and cheer their bot on. The first team to get their opponent out of the ring wins. I like to make this a time challenge, and I give teams a maximum of 1 minute to try to get their opponent out of the ring. Feel free to adjust this time to meet your needs. I give teams 5 points for a win, 2 points for a draw, where neither team gets out of the ring in the allotted time, and 0 points for a loss. Because teams can build elaborate robots, it's really important to establish out loud to all competitors what we will judge as out before you start the match to avoid controversy. I count any wheel going over the line more than halfway as out. I typically allow kids to play each other team at least 1 time, and if I have a smaller number of teams, I may allow 2 to 3 bouts for each matchup. At the end of the challenge, we frequently run a match where we throw all of the bots into the ring at once and see who is the last robot standing. This is usually the most popular part of the match. You can choose to score this portion or just do it for fun while someone is tallying the scores. The team with the most overall points is declared the Yokozuna, or Grand Champion.
That's it for the Sumo Challenge. Thanks for watching. And remember that you can download complete challenge directions as well as a number of other resources on our website.